This video is brought to you by Paradigm Human Performance.
Now, I love Simon Sinek's work, but what did I think of his book? Let's find out in today's book review. What's up, peeps? Welcome back to Rebranding Safety. Rebranding Safety is doing exactly what it says on the tin. We're to change the perception of health and safety. We do that right here on YouTube, and we do that over on the podcast as well. So if you're new here, hit that subscribe button, hit the like, hit the bell, hit all of those buttons that do crazy things on the algorithms. It is time to talk about Start With Why by Simon Sinek. I absolutely love Simon Sinek, but what did I think about his book? So we're going to run through an overview, and we're going to run through what I did like and what I didn't like about this book. Let's get into it. So Simon Sinek, Start With Why, how great leaders inspire everyone to take action. This is a global bestseller. If you don't know who Simon Sinek is, the guy's keynote pretty much broke the internet, and broke the internet for good things, not popping some champagne on your butt or whatever that other thing was. The book overall, I got mine in what do you call that? Softback? Soft paperback. The book is 31 pages. There's a load of notes afterwards as well, just like references to all the things that he's quoted and things and bobs like that. I don't ever really bother with stuff like that. There is an index at the back if you wanted to skip around to find out specific stories about specific companies or specific people. So that's helpful. I didn't use that. I just kind of read this very traditionally from front to back. The book covers some big name brands, some big name people such as Apple and Steve Jobs, Harley Davidson, and the one and only Martin Luther King, among many others. So there's some massive iconic stories and iconic leaders in this book. The book is all based on the golden circle, which is the what, the how, and the why. So I'm just going to put that here: the what, the how, and the why. And the golden circle is basically the foundations of how we should operate. And obviously by the front cover we can see that Simon Sinek wants us to start with why. So let's jump into some of the things I liked about the book. Overall, I'm a massive supporter of Simon Sinek's work. I absolutely love it. Some key things I've kind of pointed out in here. Chapter 6, the emergence of trust. This reminded me of what Clive Lloyd's talking about in Everything must be built on a foundation of trust, and Simon Sinek kind of backs that up in here. I'm doing a little bit of read a segment here from the book, which I quite like. Trust does not emerge simply because the seller makes a rational case why the customer should buy a product or service. Trust is not a checklist. Fulfilling all your responsibilities does not create trust. Trust is a feeling, not a rational experience. I know I'm skipping a bit. You have to earn trust by communicating and demonstrating that you share the same values and beliefs. You have to talk about your why and prove it with what. I really like that segment from the book, and it's stuff like that that is absolute gold dust. Another couple of quotes that I really liked from the book: energy motivates but charisma inspires. I really like that one. And to paraphrase Thomas Friedman, author of World is Flat, the pessimists are usually right, but it's the optimists who change the world. Really like that. Like I say, this book is full of some real gold dust that you can take away, some real lovely snippets for you to slip into your training or your conversations, your coaching calls, whatever you're doing out there. A couple of other things I liked. I really liked the bell curve, which you can see just here. The bell curve talks about change and how the nation and the world is split up with early adopters, innovators, early adopters, early majority, late majority, and laggards. And then also the split, which I think is very relevant to safety, where we can see that we've split from our why. So I really liked that as well. I mean, all you have to do is change out the dollar metric for accidents and incidents, for example. So there's some things I really liked about the book. It is very good. So some powerful stories in here. So there's a lot of things I did like about the book. Let's talk about what I didn't like about the book. Overall, I found the book actually quite slow, quite samey, quite repetitive. I felt it lacked some really powerful storytelling. This book is full of some of the most powerful stories in the world. Martin Luther King, Steve Jobs, Harley Davidson, some of the strongest brands, some of the biggest leaders in the world, in history, and I just felt the storytelling lacked, if I'm honest. The book didn't make me want to pick it up. To be honest, the first, I would say, 5 chapters were really repetitive, really slow. It was kind of like every sentence I was reading, and that's why we start with why, and they started with their what, and it was like, I get the message, but it felt like they were repeating the message to try and get it to go in, whereas for me personally, I felt like a good story finishing off with a one-liner about the message would have been more powerful. So for me, I did actually really struggle with this book. It took me a long time to read because I just didn't want to read it. I didn't want to pick it up. I got really bored. It gets better towards the end, but the first 5 chapters, like I say, was a slog for me. I'm not sure if it was like American English or just me being kind of illiterate, but I actually found some of the writing really difficult to get, and I even checked some of the stuff with my wife and said, am I stupid here, or does this make sense? And a lot of the time she said, no, that doesn't make sense. So either we're really poorly educated and don't know how to read, or maybe it was kind of like American English that didn't really sit well with us kind of stuck up Brits. But mostly I just didn't feel like it was written very well. But Simon Sinek's gone, oh, I mean, this guy is massive. So it's not like he's not intelligent, or it's not like he's just knocked this book up really quickly. So I feel like there's some context there that I'm not aware of. Maybe the kind of American English to English. I'm not really sure, but there was times that I just thought that sentence doesn't really make sense, and that was quite repetitive throughout the book. So there's some things that I wasn't really a fan of. So overall, to summarize, I, to be honest, wasn't really a fan of the book, and that pains me to say because I absolutely love Simon Sinek's work. But for me, I got so much more value out of watching his interviews, watching his keynotes, listening to him on podcasts, and watching him on YouTube than I did reading this book. For me, he's a really powerful speaker, and he's really, really good, on stage. He's really good in interviews. He's just really powerful in the way he speaks. He's really engaging. So for me, I'd much prefer to go and watch him than read this book again. So if you're not really that much of a reader, or you really need a book to grab you or engage you, like me, you have a kind of short attention span, you much prefer to watch a video, I'd advise probably not buying this book and watching his YouTube. There we go, completely forgot my words. So yeah, that's my kind of overview. That pains me to say because, like I say, I really love his work. But hey, buy it and see what you think. Maybe I'm wrong. If you're a bit more of a more adaptive reader than I am, a bit more of an established reader than I am, then probably give it a go and have a look. If you want to buy the book, the link is in the description. Okay peeps, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope it helps you decide whether you want to buy this book or not. If you do want to buy the book, the link is in the description below. If you want to work with us at Rebranding Safety, go to www.rebrandingsafety.com. We do keynotes, we do branded videos, we do sponsorships, whatever it is, we can probably do it. Come and check us out at that website. Otherwise, I'll catch you next week in our videos. Safe.